One of the myths of modern manhood is that leveling up is all about the hustle, that the pursuit of financial gain is really the sole purpose of a level up journey. We are repeatedly encouraged to stay on our grind 24/7, 365.
My Friday morning started with me waking up, training for my marathon. I got about 12 miles in. After I trained for my marathon, I went straight to set and shot all night on my movie Night School. We didn't wrap until 7 a.m. Now, without any sleep, I'm headed to do another shoot with my partners at Poker Stars, and that's going to take me about 5 hours. After that, I'm getting on a plane and I'm headed to Shreveport, Louisiana to do 3 sold-out shows. The point is that my hustle is relentless because I know what I personally want.
Well, I have no writer's room. Nobody writes any of my work. I write it all. Why am I telling you this? I wrote all of these scripts by myself in 2019. What's my point? Work ethic!
We see workaholic porn like this, and the message it sends us is that we aren't doing enough, and that's why we aren't successful. We have been deceived into believing that activity and progress are the same thing. We believe endless toil is synonymous with forward movement, but in truth, it isn't. Action is only meaningful when it is fueled by purpose. Doing, strictly for the sake of doing, with no regard to strategy or ultimate objectives, is just spinning your wheels. You're moving forward, but going nowhere. Chronic busyness is not necessarily progress even when it leads to outward achievement. We cannot achieve our way out of our weaknesses. We cannot accomplish our way past the unhealed places within. And the attempt to do so ultimately leads to an empty, purposeless existence where we bring the same broken, unhealthy soul we've always been into a new set of elevated circumstances.
I realized that even though I had achieved all those things, on the inside I was still that same insecure little boy that was trying to prove something, to girls that had cheated and to my father and all of that, and that you can't achieve your way out of your, childhood wounds and traumas.
You can't fake it.
You can't fake it.
Chronic busyness is actually about fear. It is a way of keeping life controllable and safe. With every free second planned, there is no time to be vulnerable. No space to look at the uncomfortable parts of ourselves. No time to face our demons. So we numb ourselves with alcohol and drugs. We clot the calendar with one event or one task after another, after yet another, after yet another. And all these are the adult equivalents of sleeping with the lights on. It may work for a while, but the monsters are still under the bed, no matter how long we pretend they aren't. How many men do we know who were able to achieve phenomenal things in this life, but were ultimately brought to ruin by the monsters that they left under their beds? Truly leveling up requires introspection. You must think, plan, acknowledge, and critically evaluate your actions in order to recognize the fears, sorrows, and unrepressed emotions that are secretly holding you back. This means we need moments of inactivity, stillness, coupled with the unflinching honesty and self-examination that lead us to make transformative changes in our lives. We cannot become the effectual, vital men our lives need us to be without mastery over ourselves, and more specifically, without mastery over our emotions. Mastery isn't about suppressing, denying, or numbing your feelings. It means learning how to feel and express fully, how to be unguarded, how to be affected without losing oneself in the process. This is a power we can only find in stillness. Khalil Gibran said it best in The Prophet when he wrote, "Among the hills, when you sit in the cool shade of the white poplars, sharing the peace and serenity of distant fields and meadows, then let your heart say in silence, God rests in reason. And when the storm comes and the mighty winds shake the forest, and thunder and lightning proclaim the majesty of the sky. Then let your heart say in awe, God moves in passion. And since you are a breath in God's sphere and a leaf in God's forest, you too should rest in reason and move in passion. So take a moment now to examine your life. What are your relationships telling you? What are your behaviors and your actions and the things you do with your time saying about how you feel internally and what's really going on in your life? What is your level of joy telling you? Are you literally doing too much? Let me know in the comments below. That's all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.